Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Bloodborne. So today we have a bit of a boss rush, as if you will. We're going to be handling, I believe it's Rom and Shadows of Yharnam. Of course, not in that order because Rom comes after Shadows. So we're going to go ahead and handle Shadows, and we're going to handle Rom. And you know, funnily enough, everything goes pretty smooth in this video. So you can look to this and, you know, use it hopefully as a guide, a reference if you're struggling on these bosses. Oh, how could I possibly struggle on these bosses? Well, you probably haven't played Blood Level 4 or, you know, a very low damaging run. Although, to be fair, like, you know, not many people do even play Bloodborne. Well, any of the Souls games, for that matter, challenging themselves, they usually just play the same way, so. You know, as someone who's actually spent a lot of time in this, like, it's a bit, different. And I just heard two audio, stutters. I hope that's not, you know, transitioning in the video. If it does, then I apologize. I don't really know what to do about that. Like, it's not even the mic. It's actually just the video feed. It's not the mic. The mic is the audio, I mean. The commentary is being recorded, you know, on a, entirely different timeline, so I'm not really sure what's going on right there, if that's the case. So hopefully it's not a consistent issue, and we'll just continue on from there. Bam. Bam. Completely destroyed. I love it. Not being a fun time. Stupid snakes. And now that we have that shortcut up, and you know, you just run over here, then you run around this way, and bada bing, bada boom, you're pretty much at the boss. You know? You know, I did a Blood Level 4 new game playthrough. It was so much. It was pretty interesting. How much more difficult that was. In all honesty. That's the problem with thrust attacks right there. In the realm of like trying to get a backstab. Now they're awesome because they will do massive damage against enemies that are weak to thrust attacks. But when you're trying to get a backstab and an enemy is relatively thin, then it can be a nightmare. It really can, as you just saw there. So just advancing on, as you can see over here. I just was checking the what is it called, bone marrow ash and whatnot. Because believe it or not, it's a very useful thing to do to just bone marrow ash these guys if they're low, but usually you don't have to worry about that. As you'll see in this boss fight. So I was actually delaying my paper and whatnot and my my pellet because I wanted to get the most out of them. As you can see, I'm doing massive damage. Keep in mind, I have a +8 weapon. I think it's 30 skill right now, like 30 skill. So we're shredding right now, and we have a buff and a and beast blood. Destroyed them before they transformed. Trying to get as many hits as I can. That's a long-range snipe. You can parry that, as you can see. Look at the massive damage that we're doing. Just trying to get rid of him. And I sniped him. Accidentally, but it looked so cool. And now you can just infinitely loot this guy because he will constantly try and get away from you. So if you just smack him, he'll try and evade that run. But it went absolutely lovely this time. And I hate this boss. I don't like this boss. I don't feel bad about doing stuff like that. It's a bad boss to me. It's annoying. The summoning jutsu bullcrap is annoying. The sniping of the limb, like the limb stretchy garbage. Nah, man. I don't like that. Just demonstrating again, you know, like what I mentioned last video. Hitting around corners and whatnot. Really cool. Bergenworth. 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 Blasphemous murderers. I'm not gonna do you guys like that. I don't think I can even. I don't think I can make my voice guttural enough. Voice acting is such a cool thing. Throw a rock at him. Oh, I didn't throw a rock at him this time. Counter damage. Look at that gorgeous counter damage. And right up here is a brain sucker. I believe that's its name. You know. So let's go ahead and deal with it. Just felt the need to say shush. Be very quiet. I'm hunting kin. So, let's go ahead and deal with that. Bam. Completely destroyed. Nice little rune. Now this enemy over here, there's two ways that you can handle him. And both are pretty much, you know, equally. Well, not equally, excuse me, that's incorrect. You can either target the flower and shoot them, or you can literally just get on like the side of them and they just can't hit you. They'll constantly try and turn, but if you just keep doing that, then you'll be good. They're very resilient to physical damage, though, like when you try and hit them like on the side and whatnot. So just be aware of that. They are far more in abundance in the dungeons. They're annoying. But, you know, if you have a good blood damage character and whatnot for, like, shooting, blood tinge, there it is. If you have a good blood tinge character, you know, like, they really won't be a problem. You'll deal with them, no problem. Now, here's a little interesting thing if you guys didn't know. If you guys did not know, let me show you in a moment. This is very interesting. If you do a charged attack, and you actually are like slightly off level or something, and so you don't necessarily hit them from exactly the weak spot but somewhere else, they'll go flying, as you can see here. See? That doesn't normally happen with enemies. They don't just go flying, and that's not necessarily something you with just that enemy, because I've actually tested that out on multiple enemies, especially like on my I did like a blood tinge character with the Rider Palash, and I did that quite often. You know, like when I would get a backstab, because it's like with the Rider Palash, it's like you slightly step to the left of them, and so that would actually happen quite a bit. Now over here you have a freaking really tough enemy. A really tough enemy, you know. So you have two ways. You can try and run past her and hope that you know, like she misses her Call of Duty, or you could just, you know, just back out and then walk back in, and she'll go back to where she usually was, as you will see right here. The reason I'm taking a very slow and methodical approach again is because, you know, I want to make sure that I don't trigger her, because even at this level, she is ridiculous. Easily one-shotting you and all kinds of crap. I mean, I never tried, like, trying to survive it any other way, though, but, like, you know, like, the Call of Duty crap is just stupid to dodge, like, it's really stupid to dodge. It's just a 50-50. You'll dodge it or you won't. So look at that damage, that's fully charged. This is a Visceral with, like, high skill. She's nothing to mess with. Nothing to mess with. Golly, I really hope that that's not a permanent problem. And she chose not to Call of Duty me. And believe it or not, even if she Calls of Duty you, like, right there, she can actually still hit you through the stairs, so you still gotta be careful. So stupid. But heading up here, I just wanted to show off the what is it called? The empty phantasm shell. Now that I have enough for it. So, going over here and picking this up. Empty phantasm shell. It's a free buff. I think it's 3 bullets, I believe. 3 bullets. You need 15 arcane for it. And it looks pretty. I like it. It does look pretty. But I really feel like they should have allowed that to scale. It's just a flat arcane damage. It's not really, you know, anything special. So I'd just say you're better off with paper. It's just more useful. Only rare instances is this better. And I can't help but kill old Wilhelm over here. Can't help but do that. Good old Wilhelm. Yes, I know it's Willem, but he's Wilhelm, darn it. Now, we actually did a very, very, very good job on this boss. I was so pleased with myself. I was so pleased with myself because you either have two things that can happen when you try and do this technique that I'm going to show you guys. So I chose to go the slow route, okay, and just kill all of the spiders. You can either just try and rush ROM, but then you will be dealing with tons of spiders to the extent that the game is slowing down. I hate this boss. These spiders are nightmares as well. Like, they do stupid amounts of counter damage. They are ridiculous. They're kin, so they're weak to thrust attacks, so just keep that in mind. That's pretty much why I'm mainly just, you know, doing that, if you're wondering. Bye. That wasn't a lot of damage right there, but it doesn't mean that they can't. I'm telling you. I hate it. I hate it. It's such a stupid way to die as well, because like they hit you and it's like just a buttload of damage. So you only have two things that can happen from here. You can either really destroy her or really not destroy her. Now luckily I think we got her against a invisible wall, because she wasn't like, you know, backing up a dramatic extent anymore. She was still backing up but not like running away. And so you can build full beast bar, you know, and then you swap over to your bolt paper and you just wreck her. I'm telling you, how amazing would this be to have like Ariana's blood or something? As you can see, look at that, 2,000 damage gone. Now if that was like a Rider Palash, that probably might have destroyed her because it takes bonus damage. So listen, again, you only have two things that can happen from here. You know, either there's too many spiders and you can't handle it, or you can just keep trying to rush in. And that's what I chose to do this time. Now, that is actually an attack and it will mess you up, so I just said, let me hurry up and just try and just rush her. And we had just enough beasthood and just enough bolt paper to just do that, so I was like, oh my goodness, yes. No bad boss, you know. Well, it's still a terrible boss, but I mean, like, you know, we don't have to sit there for a long time just watching me clear out spiders. Huh. Really not fun times. Really isn't, folks. So he really took that down, and I just pointed over there because I'm saying if you walk to her, Queen Yarnum, that is what will trigger the Blood Moon, and I don't really want to do that yet. I want to kill 2 more bosses before I trigger the Blood Moon, and then we will fight, we will go ahead and trigger the Blood Moon. But yeah, I was very pleased with that ROM fight, even more so than the Shadows. It went very smooth, though, as you saw. Very, very smooth. So, you know, just let that be hopefully a reference for you guys if you are in fact, you know, struggling on ROM for whatever reason. Why would you struggle on ROM? Easy. The spiders are busted. That counter damage is disgusting. And so she's over here just sleeping.
I'm what?
And so I just said, go ahead and level up. You know? I don't know why I was just taking my time with this. I was like, oh, I wonder what I want to put my points into. You know? But I'm pretty well prepared, you know? In all honesty, if I wanted to, I could even just stop my health right there, like at 30 or 33, and just be good for the most part. But I was just like, let's just go ahead and continue, you know? Let's just continue. I didn't forget this time, though. Always say thank you. You're getting powerful again because of her. So, always remember. Say thanks. And I was like, let me just go ahead and buy some blood vials. Because even though I'm not necessarily on the struggle bus right now, that doesn't mean I might not ever be, you know? Just buying random items, you know, to help out here and there. And that's that. No, this episode was shorter. Pretty much like by half, usually because I'm trying to like get around 20, well 30 minutes to like 25, but that's alright. Because there was so much going on in this episode, you know. 2 boss fights, shredded, both of them. But yeah, when we come back, we'll go ahead and take care of those 2 bosses, and then we will unleash the Blood Moon. I'd like to thank you all for watching. God bless. And I will see you guys in the next time. Take care.